Hey folks, bringing you another TLDR video on the latest dev stream brought to you by the legendary EHG Mike. So yeah, let's jump right into it. As always, if you like this sort of thing, please leave a like on the video to let me know you want more of stuff like this. And yeah, here we go. So the first thing that we saw is there are going to be endurance buffs, buffs to endurance itself, endurance threshold, and stuff like that.
All right. Are we getting buffs to endurance threshold affixes in general? Yeah, there's some sort of just general endurance buffs that are coming.
The next thing we saw was a new Weaver node for more Nemesis encounters. I followed up in the Ask Devs channel, and Mike confirmed that this is a relative increase, not a flat added amount. Next bit of info we have is some dungeon buffs, ? I'm guessing for most people endgame, they're probably still going to continue through because the buffs to dungeon would have to be pretty insane to convince people that they're worth doing.
Can you share anything on the other charm we don't know about? It's an either or thing, so you'll be picking that if you want to go through the dungeon itself and enhance the dungeon experience. So it is an either or option.
The next thing we got was something about shard conversion. It looks like at some point we will be able to do something with exchanging shards for different shards or trading them in or something like that.
Any plans to give players a possibility to cover less rare shards, convert less rare shards into more rare shards at a ratio or something? Yes, we are planning this. We have way too many regular shards on our hands at endgame. Yeah, we're working on a shard conversion system where you can trade in shards.
Another bit of info we got was on corruption scaling.
Any thoughts on changing corruption scaling to increase exponentially rather than linearly? I think we're doing. It's still going to be linear, but the multiplier is changing. I think. I think that's what we're doing. So it's not 1-to-1 anymore, but it is still linear. It's just not. Like changing this to like this, it's still linear, but it's, well, if I could draw straight, it'd be linear. But changing the slope of it.
So we do know that the rate of difficulty is going to go up faster. We didn't get any sort of details on how that will affect the reward scaling. If it ends up being the same, but with higher difficulty scaling. So like if they scale the XP and rarity and all that slower relative to difficulty, then that's going to really make endgame farming a lot more difficult or a lot slower. So yeah, we'll have to see what that ends up looking like. Corruption is a huge part of specifically how we scale like XP and all that for favor, for prophecies, and also rarity for converting your items into exalts, which could be pretty important for all the Weaver stuff coming. But it's also possible that this change could be counteracted by some of the Weaver changes coming that do also affect echoes. The next thing we got was some info on graveyard size. It looks like it's going to be quite a bit bigger than regular echoes.
Ooh. You mentioned cemeteries can or will be large. How much larger do you say the average echo? Good question. How much larger? 3 times? The average echo is pretty small. 2 times? I don't know, somewhere in that range.
And Mike also hinted at a potential fix to LP prophecies. So if you don't know, right now they're extremely favor inefficient. You should basically never take LP prophecies.
Locked 1 LP unique item prophecy cost is higher than other prophecies. But with Nemesis, some can say without LP item is better because you can place it in the Nemesis egg to upgrade it. Is there any changes coming to prophecies in Season 2? Much love, can't wait for Season 2 patch. There are changes to prophecies coming in Season 2. There is not this change you're requesting coming to Season 2 prophecies. There is a different system to address this issue in Season 2 coming. So we are fixing this, not the way you're asking to. It's going to be great.
This isn't the first time that a question like this has been asked, and I think that this is going to be the same new system that Mike hinted at earlier on Reddit. Mike basically says here, we heard feedback, the 1 LP on unique that can be relatively common, feels worse than getting 0 LP. We have a different solution to that issue, which will be in Season 2. I asked if that was the same solution that Judd hinted at earlier. So that was the missing a slam feels bad question, and then Judd said they have a solution. Mike is saying here that is a different solution. So there's another new thing that you can do or use to make the LP1 whatever uniques not feel as bad or something like that. And I don't think that this is the woven crafting either, because Mike earlier confirmed that that doesn't do anything for LP. It seems like that's like a divine orb or something like that. So this might even be a whole new thing that we haven't seen yet, but definitely let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested to hear any theories on what Mike might be hinting at here. We also got another new Nemesis node for Rare and Dungeon pack spawning in Echoes. I think my biggest question around how all these Nemesis nodes work is if you're just speedrunning Echoes, which is what people currently do, you rush towards the end, you get as many rewards per time as possible, you don't really have much incentive to full clear maps. Will these sort of mechanics be visible, like from outside of just the direct screen you're looking at? Like if you're going through an Echo and you need to be right on top of the pack to see it, then I feel like a lot of these things might not be that great. If you know when these things proc and there's some sort of visual indicator of where they might be, and then you can go out and hunt them down and do the mechanics, then I think it's quite good. So yeah, it really comes down to like the visibility on these mechanics, or if you're just going to end up bypassing a lot of them. Another bit of info that Mike gave us is that the Weaver tree itself is going to be quite large, like you're going to need to scroll around to see all of it. And he also mentioned that we will only have enough nodes to be able to get less than half of the tree itself. So you're going to have a lot of choice over what sort of mechanics you want to add to the map. And what I'm hoping, what it kind of sounds like, is all of these things together are going to be the things that you choose that hopefully end up just increasing the baseline density of stuff happening in maps, which is aligned with the previous long-term goals that they've mentioned for making maps a lot more exciting. Another cool UI improvement we have here is the corruption now being visible on timelines, something that's been asked for a lot. Super happy to get that. I'll wrap this up with the teasers from the stream. Some of these we have already seen, so if you've already seen them, here you go again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.